Hi, my name is Nick Burnham and I'm down in Cannes today for Motivating Yachting, looking at the Jeanneau Leader 33. And I'm starting this review inside the boat because this is a particularly interesting area. Jeanneau changed the layout quite a bit in here. Normally on this size of boat you'll have a big dinette at the front here that converts to a bed and then a mid-cabin back underneath the cockpit, and sometimes you get a bed up in the front but then a very small dinette to the side. What they've done with this is quite a neat arrangement. They've put the dinette across here. There's a table that slots in here as well, and then there's a small bed here, but this bed will become larger. So there's a box section here. You remove this cushion, slide the box section out, put the cushion on top, and then you've got a full-size double bed. But what's great about this is the fact that there's a little button I can press here, and that releases this bulkhead. It's a sliding bulkhead, it goes all the way across, and that completely encloses this area. So at night you've got this as a totally private, separate area, and it means that people in the mid-cabin who are using the lure at night are not coming through your cabin, and it just all feels a lot more private. Now in the middle of the boat you have got a galley area as usual over on the port side, and a heads opposite that. Now the heads is a good size because it's actually big enough to have a separate shower toilet area, so you can got somewhere you can step out of that when you showered onto a dry area but still be inside the toilet compartment, so that's a nice feature. And the mid-cabin, well, that's pretty standard. There's a little settee in there, nice lobby area as you go in, and then there's beds that go right across, so you've got a nice decent sleeping area for guests or kids or whatever you want just there. The other thing I like about this boat is headroom. So as I stand up right to the front as far as I can get, I can stand fully upright. Mostly on this sort of boat, as you go to the front of the boat it all drops and you find yourself stooping, but with this you can walk around anywhere down here and you've got really good headroom. Anyway, that's the interior. Let's go and have a look at the cockpit. Now up here in the cockpit there's a couple of things to mention. The first is this, which they call the sport top. So this boat is available either with the hard top we've got here, this has got an electric sliding roof just here, or you can have this as a completely open boat. If you have the hard top, it's still very much the cockpit here, it's not a deck saloon, so it's open backed and this is very much the cockpit area. Helm is over on this side of course. What's quite neat is there's a massive dinette that goes all around here, so there's masses of seating when you're stationary, but when you're underway this lifts up and suddenly you've then got forward-facing seat here for two people up near the helm where everyone can be under the shelter of the screen and enjoying the ride. There's a bar area over on the starboard side with an optional fridge, and then you've got quite a neat sunbathing area at the back, which I'll show you next. So the final thing to mention is back here. This is quite a neat arrangement. It converts to a Sunpad, so all you do is lift this here, drop that back, and that's a full size. But one thing I do quite like is over here, because this is like a headrest. You pull it forward and then it ratchets, so you can then choose where you want it, and that makes a great area to lie out with a book in the sunshine or whatever and just really enjoy the boat on a nice day. Anyway, that's the boat. Let's take her out and have a drive. So Jeanneau are fitting this boat with two engine options. You can have a pair of petrol Mercruiser or you can have a pair of Volvo Penta diesel. They're D3 and they're 220 horsepower each, and in this boat that is quite a decent amount of power, so she's pretty quick up onto the plane. We can go from a standing start there to up planing just there. So it's a fast boat. It will cruise very comfortably. That's 21 knots there, 22 knots, so that's just over 3,000 RPM. That's a very comfortable cruising speed. Flat out she'll wind out to about 33. So cruising anywhere really between 20 and 26, 27 knots is very comfortable. It's a Michael Peters designed hull, and so she rides well. Well, admittedly it's a fairly calm day today, so we can't really put it through its paces, but the chop we have found it handles very nicely. The one thing I have noticed, it's a very sporty drive. Now this one's got the joystick on it, so the steering is completely electronic, so it's swing the line, but it will really put its elbow down and turn and make sure we're not in anybody's way, and we'll crank it round. That's straight on the full lock. That really does put its shoulder down and turn hard, so it's quite a sporty drive. Let's try it around the other way. See Cannes in the background there, it's a lovely spot. Yeah, here we go. So it's the kind of boat you can come out and fly around and enjoy driving quite a bit, but actually of course this kind of boat is used mostly for cruising, and at that it's fine. The speed we're doing there, 23 knots, we can pick that up a little bit, 24, 25 knots, 3,500 RPM. Very comfortable speed, you can run at that all day.